What's going on, YouTube? I've been making a lot of videos lately. Well, got back into making videos, and I figured I'd show you what I bought back in October from New York Comic Con, which I bought a bunch of stuff, but the bigger books that I bought, I had them sitting here. One of these BCW book holders. And I figured, you know what? Let me show you guys what I bought. I think it's pretty cool stuff, and you guys might appreciate it. It's nothing here new. You guys have seen this stuff a million times, but I'll show you what I bought. So when I got there, I had in mind I wanted to get a few things. One of the main things was certain Spider-Man books I needed to fill in my Series 1 run, but I also wanted to get the Wolverine limited series. Got the whole set, all 4 issues. Got it for a good price. I believe it was $50 for the whole set. It's in VG shape, so they say. Looks pretty good to me. One of the issues I'm probably gonna replace, but issue number 1 has a few little creases there, color breaks. Other than that, though, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. So that's number 1. Number 2. So I can knock these off my bucket list. Number 3, where number 3, black cover, you can see the creases more. I'm gonna replace this one. Well, I'm patient, so I'll get one off of eBay pretty cheap. So this is number 3. And number 4. I think for me, it was more about getting number 1 at a good price. This one has some crease in here, but little press, so it'll be right back to where it should be. I've been thinking about buying me a pressing machine just to mess around with. They're pretty cheap, very cheap. This is Superman, number 162. Paid like $3-4 for this. Pretty sharp shape. Has little issues, but nothing major. For $3-4, won't complain. I have heard it was a good book. It likes beats the shit out of Superman supposedly, but I haven't read it. Plan to sometime. I will get to it eventually. Another book that I've wanted for a while. Just never got to buying it for whatever reason. Not expensive. Amazing Spider-Man number 22, first appearance of Speedball. I think this is one of these. This is a book that's underrated, underappreciated, and I do see this book picking up a price. Right now, it's worth a few bucks. I paid no more than $3, $4, $5 for this. It's in mint condition. And you're one of those guys that likes buying key books. This would probably be one of the books you should buy. You could buy a few copies, sit on it, might shoot up. I particularly don't buy books to sit on them, but there are certain characters I do like to buy. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8. First appearance of the black suit. Pretty dope. I don't know how much I paid for this. $65. Not sure if I got it cheaper than that, but this book is in pretty solid shape. Pretty minty. Little light crease down there, you can see it. Non-color break. Press. Bring this book back to life. But that'll make it mint. So pretty dope. Like I said, I've been collecting Amazing Spider-Man Series 1, and he's my favorite character. I have issues from 200 all the way to 300. I gotta work on the 1s and the 300s. I've been patient. I'm looking for a lot to buy. I get most of 300 in one shot. When I went to the con, I filled in a lot of issues I needed for the 100s. So I'm pretty solid from 150 to 200, I think. Now I'm working from 100 to 150. And this one was a must. This was the part of black suit. Pick this one up. This one's pretty minty. The only issue is that light crease. That crease, non-color break. Press, bring that back to life. Paid for this $55. I was like, hell yeah, needed it. Good price. Like I said before, man, I don't need a book to be mints. I'm not on that bullshit. Now, this is a big one. Oof. Now, when I went to the con, there was a few books I had in mind. I wanted to get this one. When I went to the con, I mean, I wasn't trying to spend $250, $300 on this book. On one book, not yet at least, because I had other things that I wanted to pick up, mainly fill in those gaps in the Spider-Man book. So my goal was to fill in those gaps, and then I'll swing back and I'll get, you know, the bigger books. So when I went, there was this one guy, he had a booth. He had a really cool booth, man. He had a lot of old school cartoon shows and TV shows for sale. Obviously stuff he downloaded, complete sets, and he transferred them over to Blu-ray. So he had things like all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons from back in the day, or the Warner Brothers. He had all the Marvel superhero cartoons like Amazing Spider-Man, His Friends, the Hulk cartoon, the Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four. I mean, you name it, he had it. Static Shock, the Muppet Babies set, Street Sharks, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Erie, Indiana, Goosebumps. I mean, this dude, he had like easily over 100, probably more, complete sets of cartoons and old kid shows. He also had the comics. He had some pretty heavy comics at that, heavy-hitting comics. This was one of them. So I'm there and I'm looking. I'm like, damn, I'm telling my girl, damn, baby, got that Amazing Spider 300. I mean, I need that shit, blah, 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 blah. He goes, yo, I guarantee you I'll make it all for you, can't turn down. I'm like, man, listen. Now, I had told him I was buying books, and I had bought a couple big books. He was like, yo, I will make you a deal right now. Guarantee you're going to take it. I'm like, all right. My girl jumps out. She goes, how much? So this book was $250. He goes, yo, I give it to you for $150. I was like, done. Wrap that motherfucker up. Give it to me. I got hyped because, you know, over there in the con, the book was no less than $250. It was $250 and better. And I said, you know what? For the little issue this book has, I don't care. It has a little, you know, color break crease there. Little minor crease in here. Little stuff. I mean, not even that many. 1, 2. Light one there. 3 doesn't color break. I mean, that's it, you know. Another here. I'm like, fuck that. There's a little browning. But I don't care. So they wrap that motherfucker up, give it to me. Boom, got it. Now, when I went, I wasn't really expecting to buy this book. I wasn't expecting to get it at that price, because I went in mind to get this book I'm going to show you next. Now, this was the book that I wanted. Conan the Barbarian #1. I'm a big Conan fan. Ever since I read that Dark Horse series of Conan, I think it was written by John, shit, how do I forget this guy's name? Fuck. I think it's John Layfield. Man, I forget the guy's name. Holy cow. I mean, anyway. But, I mean, I love Conan to death. I'm glad he's coming back. He came back. I gotta go. It came out last week, the new series. I gotta go and pick it up. But I picked this up. Dude, $75. And I think I was able to get them down lower than that. It says it's a good VG book. I'm not gonna dispute that. But I mean, it represents well. The staples are pretty good. They're not rusting. They're tight. The book is nice and tight. It's flat. Little issues it had was a little chip there and a little, you know, chip in there. But I mean, the book represents really good. I'm all about books looking good, man. The cover look fly and the inside is intact and there's no major defects. I'm good with it. So, not really sure what makes this book a VG, but don't really care, man. This shit is dope. And I'm glad I got it. So, for this year, for 2018, I'm going to start buying a few more of these Conans. Like, I want to get the first 25 issues as, you know, good condition as possible. And I'm also looking to get into, I want to give me a Heroes for Hire #1. That's the next big book I want. When I get that, and I definitely got to get Miles Morales, first appearance, Ultimate Fallout #4. I have #2. I have one, a second print, but I want a first print. So I better get on that. Anyway, just showing you some stuff picked up at the con. I'll be putting together some more videos soon. Hope you guys enjoy. If you like, comment, And let me know any questions. Just shoot them at me. You guys take care.